looked at me and told me I didn't drink too much water. And he said if I pinch the top of my hand and if it stays up, that means I'm dehydrated.
I said you don't drink enough water.
And I said, where did you hear that from? And
I don't know.
Let us know. Is that a wives' tale or is that a doctor recommended?
I just heard that somewhere. I don't know where I heard it.
Isn't it amazing the shit we hear and we think it's fact?
I don't know. I think I saw it. Maybe. I don't know.
Is there anything you can remember as grown up you always heard and now you're like, that's total bullshit? I'm trying to think of something.
That you had to get married to a woman?
Same. Y'all, welcome to Pig Royalty.
Y'all, it is our final episode. The time has come.
The time has come
to say goodbye to Pig Royalty for a while. For a while.
By the judging by the end of this episode, hopefully for only a while. If this show doesn't come back, what are you going to do?
I'll go and burn down Discovery Plus.
The opinions and things said in this podcast do not reflect Reality Gaze LLC, and please don't get us sued by Discovery Plus again.
Again.
Y'all
can suck our dick if you don't renew this show. Honestly, best show of 2021.
Agree.
Hands down for me.
I agree.
Because this is why it's the best, you guys. You take an unfamiliar topic, number one, and you make people familiar with it by giving them things they're already familiar with. Like, we understand competition.
Yes.
We understand feuding families.
Yes.
We understand family dynamic problems.
Yes.
And you do something, and you give us something like pig shows and stock shows, and we go, what the fuck is that? Do people do that? And then we become obsessed with it.
We all know a Michelle Bolero.
Oh yeah. That was like a woman who went to church with us.
Oh really?
She reminds me of Michelle Bolero.
Oh
yeah. She actually was directing the play Tilly that I provided music to. That was about a woman who had given up a child, who had aborted a baby.
I remember that because people did it as a dramatic interpretation in competitive speech.
And I was invited to provide some music for it. And
because people aren't just going to like a play.
We need some background piano music to really know her state when she's aborted her baby. And supposedly Tilly came back. It's like, Mommy, remember me, Mommy? Yeah.
It's a very...
Tilly. Who would name a child Tilly?
It's got political undertones, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's extremely anti-abortion.
It is very extremely anti-abortion.
Because she went through this whole thing about, I shouldn't have aborted my baby, blah, 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 blah.
Rachel Morris did that for a dramatic interpretation for speech. She went all the way to regionals.
You saw Tilly in a church basement somewhere.
She went to regionals. It was popular. Made all of us cry.
But I remember saying, so maybe I should play this really high in the upper octave when I play There Is a Fountain Filled with Blood to make people really reflect.
Were people just sobbing?
I think people were crying. Y'all,
wow.
church groups really get into drama.
And you did this in your church?
Yes.
And did they realize it was actually making you gayer? By
no.
Playing the music for
surprisingly, no.
So the woman who directed was a monster?
Yes, absolute monster. That's why she reminds me of Michelle Bolero.
We're
doing this for the kids.
Deandra Carlisle, that's who I think of.
Wow. That's a very Texas name. Isn't one of the Real Housewives of Dallas named Deandra? I think it is.
Y'all, yes.
Who cares?
If you meet a woman named Deandra and
watch out.
And she's a big white woman, she's going to be a bitch.
I think Deandras can be nice sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe one of them.
Maybe one of them. Anyway,
come at us, nice Deandras.
Come at us, nice Deandras. It was with the apostrophe.
Oh.
D.
Even more
with
so.
With a capital A, Andrea Carlisle. Her son, who was not talented, did not get starting on the football team for the Lone Grove Longhorns. She was pissed.
Sounds
raised a
classic
bucket,
Deandra.
started screaming in the middle of the stands.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Didn't stop my mother from doing it though.
Yeah.
So anyway, y'all, let's talk about a little. This is the season finale. Hopefully not the series finale. If so, you got some splaining to do, Discovery Plus.
Again, the way this finale starts, it was so dramatic. The way it's just, y'all, this is, as producer nerds, TV nerds who watch a lot of this stuff, the fact that they kind of...
It's exactly how you should do it.
The way they kind of buttoned the beginning of the end of this episode was similar to the way they began the episode.
Totally. Should we say any announcements? Our interviews with Jody, Cammie, and Keely Reen...
Yes.
Are on our free feed.
They've been very, very popular. They have gone where records go platinum. These podcasts have gone
aubergine.
So,
tens, hundreds of views. Hundreds of views.
We're up in the high 80s now, and it's the most we've had.
That's how you know you've made it. No, actually, they've been very popular, and they've actually reached out to us saying we've gotten a lot of great feedback.
Yes,
so don't think the Boleros have.
No, again,
the Boleros were in a Facebook group I've heard, and they were trying to shut down the other group. The other Facebook group.
Well, and apparently, too, they're saying that they've done interviews. They haven't posted them yet, but they were posting like...
With who?
I don't know. I don't know.
The Lone Grove Ledger?
You know what? Linda would interview them, probably. But anyway...
No, that's the Lone Grove paper, and I did not make that up, but I could have said the Lone Grove Ledger.
Now they also do printing. If you need it. It's like a Kinko's. You can go in while they're writing the stories and make some copies.
So if you need to make yard sale postings, you can do that with Linda in between writing obituaries. She can make copies for you.
It's there, y'all. I love them.
Or printing photos of the student of the month.
Important. So anyway, I don't know who she's done interviews, but she said on the thing,
we will be posting interviews when they are available.
When they're available. So come on.
Yeah. All of her
Who interviewed you? Piers Morgan? Come on.
He'd do a great job. All of her Facebook quotes sound like they're being screamed at you by a Karen.
We'll have interviews when they are available.
There's no punctuation. It's just Karen screaming.
It's just, yes.
Some people have said that we have not been talking to the media. That is not true. Interviews will be available.
I mean,
no punctuation.
I will say, y'all, I asked Discovery Plus, I said, if they're down for it, we'll do it.
We were told they're not doing that.
They're not doing many interviews right now. Anyway.
We especially wanted Mackenzie and Michaela. We got nothing.
But we will say...
the Reens are lovely. We saw Josh stopped in at the end. He didn't really, on camera, he didn't really say anything. But they were lovely.
They gave really high praise to McCall. They love McCall, who is the oldest.
Yep.
And also, I just want to mention, shout out to Katie at Discovery, who really
facilitated
all those... We tease. We do love Discovery, especially now that they're not suing us. But
I'll still burn them down. Burn them down if they don't do another pig royalty.
I would too, actually. But Katie really helped a lot at Discovery, so shout out to her. We appreciate her. But anyway, so yes, the beginning. I think that's all that we have. Our final Single Life episode.
Final Single Life
going to go up this week.
Going up soon.
It just dropped.
Is it official that it's the final episode?
Because you haven't seen on Instagram?
No.
The post of Mother Debbie going at fucking Ed in the middle of the tell-all. Yes. The tell-all looks good.
That's I bet what is she going at him about?
You have to watch.
I hate you. Can you not give me a little bit? Is Mother Debbie going to be... Is she in the camp that I am with Ed right now?
I think so.
Because I will say I've had people, a couple of people DM me saying, not necessarily thank you, but I agree with you 100% with Ed.
Oh yeah,
and
Predator. Yeah,
it's it's not that we have to kind of like continue to say it, but we need to call it out when some people will say, because Ed looks the way he does, he's harmless. And I'm so sick of hearing that harmless argument.
Yeah. But yeah, next week is the tell all.
Yeah.
And
All
Sean Robinson looked gobsmacked.
Oh, good.
So anyway, y'all
The single life has been good and I'm annoyed.
It has been good. And so the final episode's going up. So that podcast will be dropping this week as well.
Will Colt and Vanessa get engaged?
Well, I saw an Instagram post and I know. So
What? Why are you just like...
I don't mean to. It's posted. It's
the
episode's out. You know, I'm so sorry that you put your head in the sand.
But I like how you like throw a breadcrumb, but you also slap me in the face.
You had sex last night and you got up late and haven't
you know?
seen anything. Because you usually know. And if you're getting sex poodle logs off the internet, she's got to
That is how you know when I don't know anything about what's going on. And I kind of look like I've been like etherized for a couple hours.
It's because you took the night off because you had to take your fiber pills, get everything cleaned out. You had to do your meditation, your Tibetan bowl. You had to take your shower,
stretching out,
put you on your milk of love lotion or whatever, get it ready, and then you got pounded like a flank steak. You woke up late this morning, and now you're just getting into life.
And now I had my training session.
Yes. Good for you.
It has been a kind of although I was doing lots of Mother's Day cameos today.
Oh, yeah.
Mother's Day.
Y'all, how many Civil Wars for Mother letters?
Only about 2 or 3.
Oh, y'all are missing out.
Well, the hard thing is to explain why a Confederate, not really Confederate, Civil War woman is talking about Mother's Day when it wasn't invented.
Fair.
I can usually explain that away.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, we should move on. So let's jump into. So anyway, check those 2 things out. We appreciate y'all, and yep, that's it.
So we open up on the Reens are painting their, I guess it's another barn or
Top
a
of their
storage
barn,
unit.
yeah.
Texas flag. The Reens and Texas go hand in hand. Kindness, hard work. Don't mess with Texas. Michelle Bolero. Cheetah print is who the Boleros are. Blingy. We're dangerous.
Yeah,
we're
in your
wild.
face.
We're in your face.
Wild women do, and they don't regret it.
So we're setting up this kind of dialectic.
Yes.
And that's what this show does so well.
So well. And so they're going back and forth. And Jody says, and Jody says, we're about family and friends, and Michelle cuts to her. She's like, we're about winning.
We're about winning.
And legacy. It goes back and forth, and finally it ends with Jody saying, but you know what they say, don't mess with Texas.
Ugh.
It's so
I
good.
love Jody Reens so much.
I do. Our listeners, especially after that interview, are obsessed with her.
They say she's a queen.
They call her a queen.
She is a queen.
She is a queen.
And the girls too.
Oh,
the
yeah.
girls are great.
They're great. I love them. The Reens are throwing a party for Manu. It's his birthday party, and
I love this surprise birthday. They got him mariachi. They've got Tex-Mex.
yeah, they're doing it Tex-Mex.
They give him a cowboy hat and his own pig whip.
His own pig whip. Poodle wants a pig whip, but I won't let him have one because he'll try to whip me.
He'll hit you in the face with it. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
If someone-
I mark my words. There will be 2 things that happen. I will whip you when you crawling on your hands and knees.
Mm-hmm.
I will also ride atop you on a saddle.
You know what? I will if you.
Like Lady Chatterley's lover.
What would you have to do for me to do that? I'm going to think on this.
Okay. Definitely the pig whipping. We're doing that at a live show. Get ready.
I'll do it if you. A part of me says personal. If you get a personal assistant, but you're already talking about.
I'm already going to do that.
So I'm going to think on this. If there's something I really want you to do,
We'll negotiate.
We'll negotiate.
We'll negotiate. That's one thing Father Poodle taught me. Always negotiate.
Always negotiate.
Friend, always. You can get anything you want if you negotiate.
So, and then they give him the hat, and then Cannon.
Oh, this is so sweet.
He gives Manu, he said, here's the first belt buckle I ever won, because you can have this until you're going to get your own belt buckle to take back to Spain. Jody's crying. She's going to miss this kid.
I would just love to, when Manu starts wearing the belt buckle, and the other Spanish people are like, ¿Cómo se dice?
¿Cómo se dice?
What is that? ¿Qué es que? What is?
¿Cómo se dice hello, Taze?
Or what is that in Spanish? This is the one language that I can. Qu'est-ce que c'est is in French.
I don't know. I don't know. You would think you would have learned more Spanish with as many Latin guys that you've dated.
Who knows? I know.
Because how many French guys have you dated?
I don't. Well, there's not a lot of talking going on.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if I really dated a lot of Latin guys.
That got sad.
More dates. More dates that were like one evening.
You spoke the language that everyone speaks.
Yeah. Carnal.
Yeah. Yeah. Please don't use the word carnal again in our podcast. That, boy, that made the acid reflux pop up.
Flagrante delicto.
Reflux just went back up.
Carnality.
So they have the birthday party. Then they kind of go, again, it's this back and forth of the Boleros are having a party with everybody and their team, and the Reens are having a party as well.
Yeah, and the Reens are having their own pig competition. We'll talk about them first.
Yes.
And because they didn't have the one, and so they're competing against each other.
They have all these buckles they got to give away.
Yeah, that's true. So they're giving away buckles to their team. I like they're saying, be aggressive. And Manu does win.
Yeah, they basically.
And Mason wins, who's a disaster.
Y'all.
That's Mandy and Kristen's son.
And I know Mandy and Kristen. Y'all, we love them too. They've reached out.
They admit, Mason's a disaster.
They offered us tacos to come over and watch tacos at their house.
I think that was a lesbian joke.
And I didn't know that. You had to explain it to me.
Like most of life. I wound up explaining a lot to you.
Anyway, I just do want to say for the people, when the show comes back next year, we're going to interview anybody and everybody. So get the fuck ready. But yes, Mason, bless his heart.
I know, he tries.
I mean, and you know what? I can't make fun of Mason.
He's trying.
Because that would be us. Actually,
yeah.
I think he would be good at pig showing.
I think I would have a natural talent for it. I see myself in canon.
You have to hunch over and kind of look at people dead in the eye.
Yeah.
That's what you do at gay clubs. And you basically look at them, you're like, come here.
Like
come
Igor.
Here. Come here, little twink. Daddy's got $1.
And we're both trying to find the hole.
You are.
You know
what? That's the first time we've made that joke on this podcast. Which is kind of shocking.
I can't believe.
That is shocking.
We've had to have said find the hole.
I think that's our first find the hole joke.
Drive it.
The Reens need to make a shirt that says find the hole.
Find the hole. Hashtag find the hole.
It's just a picture of Poodle's face.
Just going, anyway. So
yeah, they're giving away belt buckles.
Everyone gets a buckle.
Everyone gets you get a buckle. You get a buckle. Meanwhile, the Boleros are having their own party, but we have
it's more of a pump up before the big show.
We have this moment with Nugget, and he's sitting out there in the grass, and then his mama Teresa comes over, and she's like, "Hey Nugget, what's going on?" And he says. He's like, I
don't want to show pigs anymore. I just want to have fun. I don't like all the drama.
And she's like...
He's having this kind of dark night of the soul over there in the dark and looking up at the stars. I love Nugget's dreaminess.
I know. And Mom says, cheer up. Don't worry about this drama. And Nugget says, I just want to make my mom proud and show her I'm the best. And she says, you're already the best. It was kind of like when Simba... talk to his father in the grass, but this was instead of Africa and a very dramatic thing because the father's going to die. It was about pigs.
Every pig you see, we have to clean up its shit.
Simba, that smell you smell is pig shit. It's money.
Everything the light touches, we have to do it because we're basically Michelle's slaves. Yes, that's kind of
Now,
what it is.
Simba, go clean up the shit.
So
We ruin everything.
yeah, I know.
Really.
So basically, Michelle is saying things like, "When we show up, I want everyone to be scared."
Scared.
And y'all, Michaela, she's overcome with emotion, so she decides to make a speech that just talks about how she's feeling right now, and she very, very awkwardly reads it off her phone.
Because that is apparently the Bolero way.
Yes.
Speak from the heart. Why would you do that?
Public speaking is not a strength for this family.
Mrs. Kurtz should have worked with them.
So
Mrs. Kurtz was my speech teacher.
it kind of
y'all.
went something like this. I am so happy to see everyone here and your smiling faces. We are going to do amazing. Remember that champions are not made. They are worked for.
They are worked for. And be sure to
Apple update at 11 o'clock tonight. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Y'all keep going. Be you. Get tomatoes, celery. I'm so sorry. It's my salsa recipe, y'all. Also, love the Lord with all your heart.
Oh, that's a text from my
Wait,
girlfriend,
sorry,
Janet. Sorry.
Sorry again. I'm sorry. Meanwhile,
Wait, Amber Alert? How dare they have an Amber Alert right when I'm trying to read my phone?
we're looking for a white
I'm
Chevy.
looking for a white minivan.
A Chevy. A Dodge Dynasty,
Yeah.
1994. I'm sorry. Love, trust. Y'all got this. Win, win, win.
Yeah, it was a little underwhelming.
Meanwhile, Michelle, y'all, and I've noticed
Is
this,
crying.
Michelle's crying, and have y'all noticed? I think I've said this before. Michelle just does everything with her mouth open.
Yeah,
So
you
she's
have
just
said it
over
before.
there, mouth breathing and crying, just go, go. I think she's getting the she's getting in oxygen so that when she becomes a giant pig and can breathe fire.
and also can spray shit out of her ass.
Y'all, when her mouth is open and she's just sitting there kind of dead face like, duh, that means she's about to start breathing fire.
Form of giant pig.
It's for the cat.
Shit. Spew. People are being burned alive and covered in shit. The same thing.
Wow.
Oh, still sitting. Y'all, if
I
you're,
don't
if you're an
understand
artist,
why she doesn't want to do an
if
interview with
you're
us.
An art, we did call her a giant pig. Haven't been kind.
But yes, you talked about this. I don't know if you talked about this, but person, you said you want an artist to what?
I want an artist or some artist out there to draw us some merch with Michelle Bolero as this giant,
as a maleficent
fire-breathing giant pig. You may want to not include the spraying of shit. Maybe just allude to it somehow.
Y'all, if they do it, all of our merch goes to charity, so we don't get money from it.
No.
So you're doing good.
But if you fancy yourself an artist, try your hand at a giant fire-breathing pig. Of course, it needs to be in cheetah print.
Of course. Of course. It needs to be
goes
wearing
without.
If it's not wearing cheetah print outfit, don't submit.
And maybe the cheetah print's falling off of it like an Incredible Hulk when he goes.
Yeah, possibly. Definitely I think it would definitely wear something too, like Tiffany from 90 Days. Be something off the shoulder.
Off the shoulder pig.
Give us a pig shoulder.
Definitely Shoulders McGee pig style.
For sure. Maybe the pig is holding a blanket trying to give to a homeless person.
And then gets upset when it's the color, when they want a different color. I gotta say, that's still one of the pettiest things I've ever seen. Oh, she was choosy. She wanted a different color.
Yeah.
So what? So fucking what if the homeless person chooses a different color? Good God.
That's when it goes to, y'all, anybody who says that this is bad editing, no.
You can't make up an edit. You can't make up footage.
It's not like now.
She's got her defenders, though. She's got a whole Facebook crew of people who love Michelle Bolero. Though.
If you love Michelle Bolero,
good for you.
You might want to process that.
I'm sure that she does have good qualities. Unfortunately,
She does love her kids. Very much.
She did the things on the show that she did. Those are, you also can't, her daughters said the things on the show that they said.
It's very interesting, the difference between Jody and her, because I think sometimes their intentions can be very similar.
Yeah.
To raise their kids, and also in a selfish way, because we all are selfish beings, but to devote themselves in a way to their children, so their children grow up to be good adults and love them and appreciate them. But the way Jody does it,
in the interview,
is a very different way than Michelle.
In the interview, Jody said, "I would not have done anything differently."
She did say
said anything,
I wonder if Michelle would.
She's not even going to get into that conversation.
Yeah, there's other tea from the Jody interview that we're not going to spill. You got to listen.
Right. I'd like to share it all, but I won't.
Well, anyway, y'all, we're at the Cougar Classic.
Cougar Classic.
Which
They call me a cougar.
Which, again, sounds like a bar that Stephanie would go to or a conference.
Oh,
Cougar Classic.
Go get me a glass of sip here.
Sponsored by Sip.
Sip.
I got all my friends here who work for me.
This girl works at my office. This is my trainer.
This girl steams my vajayjay. I'm not paying him to be here at all.
This girl watches Cuckoo.
Yeah, I just gave him gift certificates. That's it.
And she's a nice Christian woman.
Nice, and they're all good Christians, because Christians can't be horrible
They never do anything wrong.
Never do anything wrong.
Yeah.
God, I'm going to miss her.
They are, Michelle and the crew are up insanely early,
Michelle,
and they're there to get their spots.
They're working
for the pins.
They have a spot apparently, but they see another spot, and they're like, we want to be as close to the pins as they can. And y'all, she is working her ass off. Michelle,
they're talking to Diego.
She meets this cute little guy named Diego.
She's like, "What's your name again?" She forgets it twice.
She's like, and so basically, even Roy's like, "Wait, who are you talking to? We don't need to move spots."
Guy, I don't know what his name is.
Like, I've already talked about it. It's fine. And
let me handle it.
So she's talking to Diego, like, and everything looks great, kosher.
Diego picks up the phone.
Like, who's he calling? And he calls and he says,
Jody answers the phone.
And
I gasped.
We lost our fucking mind.
My spirit got up and did a dance.
River dance.
Yes.
It was one of the best.
And she's like, that other team is right next to us. She's like, great, perfect.
And she doesn't realize that Diego, or is it Diego? I wrote Tiago, but I don't think it's Diego. Diego helps them with their pigs because, y'all, the Reens are nice to people, and they know a lot of people, so they know him. So, yeah.
It was spelled on screen Diago.
Oh, yes. And Jody says, we're going to park right next to them so we can resolve this like adults.
And guess what doesn't happen? Anyway,
but Michelle already has security there.
She has a security guard.
Like, what? She has like a retired policeman, like with the gun.
Yeah.
And basically she's like, I have security here, people, because people been ugly.
People have been ugly.
We're
not into the drama.
I feel like people that grow up where I'm from that say people are acting ugly are usually in the wrong.
Yeah.
Did you have people that say that?
It's just a thing. Why are you being ugly?
My dad's last ex-wife, and she was not great. He used to say, "Oh, they're just they acting ugly."
It's got a lot of judgment in it. It also on back of you it says, "Why would anyone act that way?"
Yeah.
I want to also say that anyone who says, "I'm not want to get involved in any of that drama," loves to get involved in the drama and stir shit.
Loves to get yes, because
I'm the kind of person who says, "Oh, that drama's not for me," and I'm right in there.
And yes, and she stirred that shit. And Michelle said, "This has all been a shock to me. This red, black, and blue. Everybody's just coming at me."
She's like, "Is my face red?" Talking to the rent-a-cop.
Because they her face is red because they pull up, and y'all,
they're right next to him.
Yes, y'all. This is like Poodle's face when somebody's wife comes home. Not that that's ever happened.
That's a shock. No, that's why I only host. I don't want wives finding me, y'all.
That's not for...
Yeah. Diego! Diego, I know you're in there. Diego? I know that Medicon's in there too with you. Yo, it's just much easier.
It's easier for you to host.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't traveled in years.
When I do, I'm very when I do travel. By the way, guys, that's gay slang, hosting and traveling.
But Poodle has a bumper sticker on his car that says "Big whore, comma, will travel." We need to make that bumper sticker.
That's the sequel to what was the Western? Have gun, will travel.
Yes.
Have lube, will travel.
That's it. There we are.
Have lube, will travel.
So, but literally,
that's my screen name.
Michelle is completely.
She's furious.
She's furious,
and she's also embarrassed because
she really did something kind of shady of trying to park in this space that wasn't theirs to begin with when they've already paid for another space.
The irony is dripping. Yeah.
Yes.
What's interesting is Michelle saying things like, I'm just like not going to handle this. I'm a real bitch about things like this. I'll tell people exactly what I think about all this stuff. Guess what? She refuses to talk to Jody because she's scared of her.
She's like a duplicitous politician where she says one thing and then she actually never does that. She's never had a backbone and talked to Jody.
She rolls
or anyone
over
ever.
every time,
she
guys.
Rolls over, and then she does exactly what her girls did when Cammie tried to talk to her. She acts nice to their face and avoids it, and then walks away and calls them a bitch and pathetic.
Fine, yeah. That's the most. That's what I can't get past. This idea of talking really big when she basically goes and hides in the bathroom, you guys, with her security guard.
She goes to this like shitty rest stop bathroom.
Yeah, when it's like the names are like sows. Sows and hogs.
And she's just like, she's in this bathroom, and I think Michaela or Kinsey, she just said, I'm not going to do this. I feel sick. My stomach hurts. I could throw up right now.
Yeah, that's right before she turns into a fire-breathing pig.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, she's just over there mouth breathing. Get that oxygen. Get that oxygen, Michelle.
And she's like, and Michaela's saying, they're just living in the drama because they're idiots. And honestly, you guys, we've talked to the Reens. They had a real problem with that. Because that's the thing. The Bolero girls, with the exception of McCall, really go hard at the Reens.
They do, and the reason why they don't want to talk about it in a truthful, confrontational way is because they know they're acting a fool, and B, y'all, the Boleros' power is in secrets.
Yes,
it's in this confusion and mystery of who they are,
to make themselves feel better,
how rich they are, how smart they are, but it's all the emperor's new clothes. Like, none of them are able to back up what they're telling people they are.
Is The Emperor's New Groove a good movie?
I've never seen it. Never seen it. I thought
it's amazing that Disney made a whole movie out of a story.
I thought it was inappropriate for them to have a story about a guy walking around naked for kids. Disney, you might want to rethink that.
I guess they had to include a lot of story because there's not a lot of story there.
The Emperor just walks around naked thinking,
and no one will tell him.
I wonder if that really happened.
Probably not.
Maybe.
I think it's a metaphor.
Y'all, if you're into story, fable, whatever, herstory.
We need to move on.
Okay.
I'll decide if an idea is garbage or not.
Because Poodle can be a bitch, but you'll back it up.
I'll back it up.
And they don't. They don't back anything up.
No. Yeah, that's one thing. I'll start talking. I'll start jawing at you.
Mother Poodle.
I'll finish it, though.
Mother Poodle would destroy Michelle Bolero in 3 seconds.
In a second. Yeah.
Wow.
Mother Poodle does not pull punches.
No.
She'll get you. Mother Poodle, as I think I told this story, Mother Poodle was on the basketball court one time, and a girl fouled her and knocked her down. She bit her in the ankle.
That's the most country thing.
She bit her girl. Now she was thrown out of the game. But as my mother says, I proved my point.
Your mother was like a country nail. Just wild.
She was wild.
She was. Wow.
So there's one little section where Nugget, where am I?
Cannon and Nugget.
Yeah, they're talking about pigs, and Nugget says, "Sorry, my team's being mean to your team," and they shake, which is sweet.
And Cannon's like, me and Nugget are building a friendship. Like all the drama, that's between the parents. That's not about us,
right?
And Cannon said, I asked my mom if I could be friends. He said, but I did ask my mom if she would ever be friends with Michelle, and she said no.
It's true.
Meanwhile, Michelle's over saying, oh my gosh, their T-shirts are from our same T-shirt guy.
They use my resource.
Those bitches.
That's
y'all. There's one T-shirt guy.
The weird ownership over contacts. Like she's putting all this on. She's putting this rivalry on top of something that's just not there.
I mean, you can't be upset in Ardmore when someone gets a shirt at Shirt Shack because that's the only place you can go. I mean, you go to Shirt Shack, that's where everybody gets their shirts. Like I used to go with my mama and watch them steam press it and everything.
2 years ago, when you started talking, when you started making jokes about businesses in Ardmore, I would have said, there's not a place called Shirt Shack. Now I believe it.
Oh, Shirt Shack? Yeah, it's over by Going Postal, which is like the post.
Stop.
Yeah, it's called Going Postal, and it's literally going with apostrophe in Going Postal, and it's where
that is inappropriate.
It's the FedEx.
Do you
the
know
FedEx and where you go and do copies and stuff?
Do you know?
Yeah, it's about somebody coming in and shooting people, and it's called Going Postal.
My mouth is just, I can pick up my jaw right now.
It's right by the KFC where my grandma Hazel used to work at, where she changed the coleslaw recipe, and then everybody started coming there because it was a better coleslaw than KFC's.
I need to move on. You have hit your 3 Ardmore anecdote.
But anyway, Shirt Shack is great.
I'm sure it is. Shirt Shack.
We could get our shirts made there.
No. I have a feeling all this will be when we film when I film my Ardmore tour of horrors. I'm gonna need Xanax. It'll be like the face I made during Extreme Sisters the entire time. The horrors.
Oklahoma's real, y'all.
Oh, it's terrifying. So they are. The next thing is
Josh says, I want to just. They're talking about. Oh wait, next is the competitions, right?
Yes.
Yes, let's get into it. So
may the best hogs win.
They're going to competition, and as Michelle walks off, Jody says, "Hey Michelle, can we talk?
Do you need a security guard?" She completely won't even look at her.
Jody says, being called trashy, that's hurtful to hear.
That's the thing.
Michelle, you have to have security. You have to have security, Michelle. You can't talk to me.
I don't understand. Michelle keeps saying, this is not the time or the place to do this. Why isn't it? They're not near the competition.
And why is it not the time and the place?
Because the cameras are on.
Why is it not the time and the place when all the drama that you started was in these competitions?
And
you didn't do the drama outside
sisters
of it.
And her daughters are on camera saying they're idiots.
You did this all here.
Right.
So it started here. Let's finish it here.
And so, because Michelle is afraid of confrontation, period. DT, period.
Oh. I didn't know if that was your chip tooth. You're making, because now you say things.
Shh. Yeah, but less said about my chip tooth, the better.
You made a earlier. I didn't want to say it, though.
I'm basically Gopher from Winnie the Pooh, everybody, because of my chip tooth. Not funny. So the junior showmanship, Nugget wins first and Cannon gets third.
Yes.
And
Nugget won. That was very exciting.
And they're happy for him. The Reens are happy for him.
They're happy for him. Shelly does senior championship. She gets second. And then Michelle says, it felt so good to best Cannon.
Yeah, he only got third place.
He got third. Boy, Karma is a bitch. We showed it out in the ring. And I went, wait a minute. So
Don't come for a child.
Yeah.
Don't come for a child. Don't say that child is... just don't talk shit about a child's performance. That's just...
She talks about we're classy.
Classless.
It's classless. If she was classy, she would have said, we're really happy Nugget got third,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And she wouldn't even have said anything about
Yeah,
Cannon.
online, she's probably gotten more hate about that than she's gotten about anything.
It's a horrible thing. It's gross.
It's awful.
It's sad. It's very sad. And so, anyway, now it's the breeding competitions. Poodle, sit down. Keep your shorts on. Okay, don't take them off.
Got to start working for that competition. Ooh, gonna need a lot of practice.
Oh, God. So Cannon...
I know what first prize is.
Wow. Wow. Syphilis. Cannon and... It's Cannon versus Shelly for the breed competitions, and Cannon won.
Yay.
And everybody celebrates, and they cut to Michelle again. Her mouth's open. She's just getting that oxygen, y'all.
That's the middleweight hamp competition.
Let's talk about some Yorks.
Some Yorks. That's the big pink pigs like Charlotte's Web.
I wanna be a part of it and show a York. If I can show this pig, I'll...
There's nothing that rhymes with pig except for swig.
Swig.
Or I'll do a jig.
It's up to you. This York. This York. Yo, that's Liza Minnelli.
I pulled the microphone away because I just screamed.
I actually saw your ball sack kind of flex up into you.
Ooh.
By the way, if you need 3 minutes of stepping outside of your soul, watch Liza Minnelli sing New York, New York from the movie New York, New York on YouTube.
New York.
New York. And it will transport you.
It will.
And if you're not transported, you're a straight man.
She does a lot of bodyography. Even straight men, you're dead inside if you're not moved.
Liza singing New York, New York. I know everybody loves what's his name, Blue Eyes, Sinatra. It's wonderful and it's great, but for me, it's Liza.
I was like, who are you talking? That was like, and he said Blue Eyes. Oh,
yeah.
I don't think the phrase, what's his name, is usually followed by, oh yeah, Frank Sinatra. He's not really a what's his name.
I love Frank Sinatra. I'm not dogging him.
Saying, that's like saying, oh yeah, it's like, what's her name? Oprah. Seriously.
It's true. No, I love Frank Sinatra. He's an amazing singer. Wow.
We need to move on. Anyway, so the York, y'all, they don't know who's going to win, but Nugget does pull it out with his York, and Cannon gets third place.
I was breathless when I was watching this.
It was very exciting.
It was very exciting. And Michelle's like, all the rumors and the lies, this just made it all worthwhile.
Because we won. The weirdest thing is, I guarantee you, in the court of public opinion and among the people who have seen this show, the Boleros are monsters.
Oh, yes. Jody even says Cannon doesn't cry. Good for Cannon.
Good for him.
And she tells Cannon, she's like, good for you. You're really adult than a lot of adults here. And Cannon's like, I know that.
I know.
Trust
me.
I
I
almost
know.
felt like he should have said, I know, girl. Because
I
the way
know,
he said it was
girl.
like,
yeah. Tongue pop.
Anyway.
And then, so the girls lead a chant of, we are proud of you. We are proud of you.
We are proud of you. We are proud of you.
Have you ever heard that before?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Our
really?
cheerleaders would do that. Yeah, when people would
so
do
it's made
things.
up. So it's real.
It's a real, yeah.
I had never heard that before.
Yeah, they would use that They would use that when some of the
And someone would fuck up.
No, they use that when the academic team members that all the cheerleaders did was for sports. So for like 1 year, the cheerleaders went to like 3 academic meets, but they didn't know what to say because they couldn't be like
Go
defense and get that
team.
ball. Longhorns have got it all. D-E. So they couldn't do any of that. So they would have to. So they had to redo the cheers or make up cheers. So
Just for clarity,
what?
how many cheers do you remember that they did? You're not going to do them. I'm not allowing it.
At least probably 5.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yet, Frank Sinatra eludes you.
I remember they also did this one where they did this
no,
clap dance
we're not going to do this. Oh yeah, that's a thing. I've seen cheerleaders
I did
do
that once with them. This little clapping thing with
And they
them.
asked
in
you
the-
not to.
in the stands, and I thought no one could see me. Meanwhile, everyone saw me, and my brother looked up at the stands in his basketball jersey and just glared at me.
Y'all, the sadness of having a brother who you know is a mincing, prancing fairy.
I really need to write a sitcom about 2 brothers that are like everybody does the Goldbergs and like
Yeah.
young Sheldon. I need to write a sitcom about being like just a faggoty Ann, having like a really butch older brother, but you still love each other.
I know. I agree. I think that's a
More
great.
like a faggoty Andy.
These days, it's
Can we play Faggoty Andy and Faggoty Ann in a cabaret and
No.
you dress up with yarn on your head?
I think that's one of those those jokes that I call a one-off. There's nothing else to
There's
tell.
nothing else
Just
to tell.
once you get past the name Faggoty Ann and Faggoty Andy, it's kind of like that. Those are your ideas. They're just like bad. That's why I call them Cabernets. Get it, y'all? Instead of Cabergets, Cabernets. I'm like, no, this is a one-note joke.
Maybe.
You can't do a whole sketch about it.
Anyway, they changed all the academic things, and so like DEFENEC, calculate that.
It's with an S.
What?
Defense.
DEFENSC. Oh yeah, it is. SC. Calculate that, and they would do things like that, or
The cheerleaders, y'all,
Or
they
they would-
needed some academic help
or
themselves.
they'd be like smart it
Shut
up, because it's
up.
supposed to be pump it up. Smart it up. You
That
got
just
this.
made-
Keep.
That just made them feel worse.
Well, but the cheerleaders needed to be. They only did it for 1 year, and then I think we honestly.
why does this make me feel sadder for the academic team members?
I think then they got rid of the academic team because that student teacher left who was smart, and then they were just
And the only one left to do the academic team was the pig Oinky, and he had already graduated.
which is why our FFA flourished.
Oinky was valedictorian of your class, valedictorian.
Sure was.
Yeah. Let's move on. That when Nugget wins, Michelle said, not say congratulations. She's like, now you have to show this way at every show.
You could be the best show ever. And Michaela said, we are happy he won.
He
But
needs to continue winning.
It's about the next show and the next show. And Michelle says, I think he could be the best.
Y'all.
And Michaela says, he will never be me.
And this is the thing, you guys. When you win something, live in that moment. Don't do this to your kids. Don't do this to yourself. Saying if you have any type of win, live in that moment. If you're already if you do something well, and like I'll have clients who say who have a great audition, and then they'll go, oh, well, hopefully I can do it at the next one. I'm like, that's not putting yourself. That's not helpful.
No, and it's
Because otherwise, you're never going to be able to celebrate yourself.
It really is. Your legacy is not what you won. Your legacy is how you made people feel.
Yep.
And Michaela and Michelle and Mackenzie all think their legacy are fucking buckles.
Yeah.
It's
And
not.
banners and blah, blah, blah.
Their legacy is how everyone feels and remembers them.
Yep.
Can't take a buckle with you when you're dead, Michelle.
Right. Or the time you spend with your friends, the time you spend with your family.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Yep. No, none of all the blue ribbons and things that I won for academic things. And superiors for piano competitions.
Wow.
Cups that I won.
Wow. We're really just swimming in it. Wow.
Which my mother still keeps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she has all of it.
My mom got rid of all those.
Okay.
Well, it was after my family divorced, and she said, do you want to help me move out of the house? And I said, no. So she just threw all my shit away. I told her I didn't want it.
I don't know what's sadder, my mother keeping all of it or yours throwing it away.
Well, I told her, I said, y'all, if you get divorced and you have a kid, he says, I don't want any of that. They're a kid. Don't listen to them because I'm very sad. I told my mother she threw away all my stuff.
Really?
I didn't want to go back and help her move it with her new husband. I didn't want to deal with it.
She wouldn't even say, come get it?
No, she said, if you want your stuff, come get it and I'll save it. I was like, I don't want it. Just throw it away. And she threw it all out. It's one of my, I don't have a lot, but I never came and got my stuff. I never said goodbye to my room, my childhood room. I never did any of that.
I think it's a necessary step. Yeah.
I never had that. Yeah. So it also was like, I was gay. I wasn't out. I was fucking this guy. It just felt so weird to go back there and traumatic.
Yeah. No, I get it.
15 to 22 was not a good time for me.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. Son, you're coming home. Dad, I don't. Mom, I don't know when. But don't get rid of all my shit. You mean I could have been treated to more pictures of Bruno the Longhorn?
Yes, I think that's one reason why part of me wants to buy the childhood home I grew up in. So that way I could have that closure of that house.
I'm going to tell you now, you won't. You
won't get it.
No.
Yeah. I used to want to, and then I had to live in eight months in Oklahoma and take care of my dad. And I told my boyfriend, I'm not buying that house. I'm good.
It was all the closure you needed.
I'm good now.
The closure you needed was wiping your father's asshole.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
When he would close it.
Exactly. Meanwhile, y'all, Cannon brings over pizza.
Oh,
so
I love these kids.
Yeah, Cannon brings over pizza to Teresa and Nugget.
Yeah.
And you know what, Josh?
And of course, all the Boleros are staying away from them.
And Josh said something that really is profound. And it's true. He said, it really is harder to be a shithead to someone than it is to be nice to them.
Yeah.
It actually is easier to be nice, y'all.
Yeah.
It really is. Or kind.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's easier to be kind.
It is easier to be kind.
It's harder to be kind to people who've done you wrong.
It's true.
But, yeah.
So everybody's packing up, and Michelle's like, my plan was to show her up in the ring, and
That's what I did. And so even at the very end, Jody comes up and she's trying to talk, and the security guard is like, maybe this could be handled by talking.
Yeah,
even
Jody
the
says,
security guard has a more emotional intelligence than Michelle
Jody's
Bolero.
like, I just want to talk to you for a second. Michelle, I don't want to talk. Michelle gets into
rolls
her truck
up the
like a
windows.
coward,
Yeah.
rolls up the window, and Jody says, can we just talk like adults? She just runs away, and Nugget says, when they fight, I don't want to be on anyone's team.
Yeah. Talk about avoidance, y'all. This is real. This is textbook avoidance.
And the show ends, and we're like, that's it. There's nothing else. And then
epilogue.
And this is where Poodle
2 months later
just started throwing shit because he was so overstimulated. Because I don't know
it turned into like a Shakespeare play.
I don't know a bitch who loves an epilogue more than you.
Oh God, I love an epilogue. I can't tell you. Can't tell you how much I love an epilogue 2 months later. Anyway, so Michelle's driving down the highway, and we're going to go confront Jody Reen.
And we don't go back because I don't want to go back.
And I'm going to turn into a fire-breathing pig. Alana, don't come for us.
She's not on Smothered this season, so we're okay. Y'all, Smothered's coming
back. I swear
back.
to God, if any of you fuckers tell her that we're using her song
over and over.
But we never actually played it until one time, and I will gladly pay her for that one time we paid
$4.
But if we're going to sing it, actually, we probably don't sing enough of it.
Yeah, I think we're fine. We worry. Her mother.
We've done her a service.
Her mother seems smart and litigious.
She does. The mother does seem like she would sue us.
Anyway, Michelle's driving, and she's like, there's a time and a place to have discussion. We need to talk, just her and I. And y'all, we see her pull into a driveway where
it's all about the kids.
Where we see the Texas flag.
And you know what it is. And y'all, I'm losing my mind for two reasons. Because I think it's going to happen. And then I see that there's only 30 seconds left.
And Michelle says, it's about the kids. And she made it about us. Which is not true.
Liar.
Then we see Michelle get out of her truck. And we hear,
hey, Jody.
Wanna talk? It's all about the kids. And blackout.
That was the way it ended. Most people who I was texting with and a couple of friends who I basically made watch. I've tried to make everyone I know watch this show.
You have. My mother loves it now.
I am a total evangelist for pig royalty.
It's great.
I'm fucking John the Baptist telling everyone, prepare you the way of pig royalty.
It is the best show of 2020. It's not even just the people, y'all. Really, again, hats off to the cinematographers of the show.
It's shot beautifully.
The sound people who got sound bites
that we never... story editing. Oh, my God.
The producers, the interviews, it's just...
The grips, the gaffers, all of you.
The fluffer. Oh, wait, that's a different show.
The Reen said the crew became like family members.
They taught the crew how to show pigs.
Yes.
Anyway, stop telling all of our interview. You're getting me to tell. Save it.
You blamed me for blabbing.
Y'all. So, we are the Reens. We're going to go to San Antonio one day and see the Tykes and the Reens.
And Tyler.
Won't. Although,
we'll go out with Tyler.
I would love to do makeovers on all the Bolero girls. They kind of need my help.
I think they don't need, they just need a little less.
It's a heavy hand.
Yeah.
Heavy hand.
I think they know what to do. It's
and a little more blending. They do know what to do.
Yeah.
I really want to teach them. They don't need full foundation.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned
and less
about
contouring.
What they're doing with their skin. Maybe they should try Curology. Y'all enter the promo code Reality Gaze.
They're still a sponsor, right?
They still are.
I love Curology.
I have to say,
my skin is different.
It's my favorite skincare thing I've ever used. I love it a lot.
I'm surprised you don't like something with more fragrance.
No, I don't like fragrance on my face. Makes my skin break out.
Interesting. Yeah, you just don't. You're okay with me being around it, even though I have allergies.
I'm also not. I didn't grow up as John Travolta, the boy in the bubble, and I'm completely allergic to everything.
Every time, not allergic to everything. Every time he comes over here, I get this tickle in my throat, and I'm actually allergic to him.
Maybe it's just hope.
I'm like, something's here I don't like.
Joy. No, I'm kidding.
You don't even have a lot of that.
Not lately. Oh boy, y'all! That's the show.
That's the end of Pig Royalty. I'm upset.
I'm upset too, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But there's going to be the past. But there's going to be a season 2. Y'all go. So we're excited.
Almost certainly.
Go to realitygazepodcast.com. Again, if you want more Pig Royalty, we've mentioned it.
Our interview with Tyler and our interview with the Reens.
The Reens. Oh, and Kate Casey's interview.
Yes, with the producer.
That's a great interview. So you can get all your Pig Royalty. And I think that I know our friend Liam, who does
Liam.
Hollywood Liam.
Yeah.
Tyler was on his show.
Tyler was on his show.
So they've done some interviews. So come at them. Let you get all that fixed and support other podcasters because we love that. But anyway, y'all, you can find us on Cameo. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on the Twitter. And remember, this isn't goodbye. This is just we'll see you later.